All right, what's up, everyone? Today I'm going to be reviewing The Bear season 5 and also kind of doing like a whole series review because I didn't do a review for any of the other seasons. It was created, written, and mostly directed by Christopher Storer. I never heard of him before this show, so I might need to check out some of his other work if he has some other good television. Because I think this is one of the best TV shows that has come out in the last few years. Because it started in 2022, and they already did 5 seasons in 4 years. So as you probably know, the cast is stacked. It's great. It's got a lot of good cameos, a lot of good one-off episodes where some celebrities come in to play a kind of a big part, but they're kind of just in the background for most of the show. And also, I think like if you work service industry or have worked service industry, whether it be kitchen, serving, bar, busing, whatever, you'll probably enjoy this show or at least relate to a lot of it. I do feel like the first 2 seasons feel a lot more stressful because it's kind of the building of, Jeremy Allen White, who plays Carmy, coming to the beef after being away working at these fancy old restaurants, and John Bernthal, who plays Mikey, he passed away. So now Carmy's kind of taking the reins, and so there's kind of the stress of like trying to get everyone under his wing, trying to show them that, he is worth, running this place and that they can look up to him as like a head chef and stuff like that. And yeah, by this season, the whole family mentality is fully formed, and the season takes place over one day. Well, the first 7 episodes take place on one day, and then the last episode's like a couple weeks later. But it's essentially the final service, or what they think it is, because in the last season there was the clock that computer set up, and it was like when this time runs out, that's when the money runs out. And so for this final shift, they're stretching their resources, their food and stuff like that. Also, there's this huge storm that's hit New York, not New York, Chicago. It's just causing all kinds of mayhem. The pipes are bursting, the roof's caving in, and in classic fashion, when the weather gets terrible, people start going out. It makes sense, right? The reservations start blowing up, and it's just chaos. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed not the intensity, but just like the chaos of all of it. Because it starts when they all come in like 6 a.m., going through all the problems, trying to fix it before service at 5 p.m. Again, that family aspect really comes into play because Ayo Edebiri, who plays Sydney, she is running. Well, she's like technically like the head chef now, like co-partner with Richie and Natalie. Eben Moss-Bacharach, who plays Richie, obviously he's also in the Fantastic Four recently, and Abby Elliott plays Natalie, or Sugar as her nickname, because in the last season, Carmy was like, I'm gonna step away from being a head chef just because he said he's not feeling it anymore. He's not feeling the love. And just, yeah, with like all their relationships of them running the restaurant, like the 4 of them together, it really comes into play. You see everyone's strengths come through. Sydney, we all know she can handle it. She's a really good chef. But there are times when someone like, there'll be like 2 or 3 people coming up to her being like, Sydney, what do we do about this? What do we do about this? What do we do about this? And she kind of freezes, and Carmy will kind of step in and kind of say things. And she's like, why would you do that? He's like, sorry, I'm just on impulse. But obviously as the season goes on, he learns to step back and let her just have her second to think, because when she has the time to think, just give her like 30 seconds to a minute, and then she pops out the plans. Again, the cast is just so good. I mean, the show itself is written well and directed well. The acting's good. The cast, it's just insane. You got Will Poulter, who plays Luca. He's been in the whole season and like last season. Jamie Lee Curtis plays Donna. The Brasato mom. Elsie Fisher is in this season. She plays Cheese, who is that's her nickname. She plays Computer's daughter. As you would guess, she's exactly like him, overanalyzing everything. She doesn't really hold back. When an idea sounds stupid or it's dumb, she'll say it. She'll be blunt with you. The only thing missing this season was Rob Reiner, because obviously he's passed away. So any conversations that he has with Ibra, Edward and Lee Gibson, who plays Ibra, it's mostly just him on the phone, like a one-sided, Albert, this, and this, and this, and this. He was sorely missed, of course. Overall, and yeah, Lionel Boyce, who plays Marcus. I also watched Project Hail Mary, and he was in it, and it's just funny seeing the trajectory of the Odd Future crew, because Tyler, the Creator, Grammy-winning artist, Jasper, he's in the Jackass movies. Lionel, he's in this movie, and he's also in Project Hail Mary, and there was something else I saw him in, I forgot what it was, but he's just like an established actor. And I think with this show, honestly, I can't think of a single bad episode. Honestly, like I feel like I enjoyed every single episode, every single season. I do think like maybe like seasons 3 and 4 had 10 episodes. I do feel like maybe some of them were a little like filler-esque, but also even in that, you still get some character development. Like in the last season when Sydney's hanging out with her niece and all those things, people could be like, oh, why would they need to write that and stuff? But it just shows more of her character and more of her background and stuff like that. Because yeah, like season 3, a lot of it was like outside of the restaurant, and I think people had a lot of complaints with that. But again, I didn't really mind it because of the character development. And Oliver Platt is another standout. He plays Uncle Jimmy, so of course he's always cocksucker this, cocksucker that. And he just he really plays the stress of it well because he really invested in Carmy and the restaurant because he believes in him and he loves him. And of course, as things are falling apart, he's starting to kind of lose it. And Carmy, again, Carmy says he's leaving, and he's pissed about that because he's like, oh, right when things are going to shit, you decide to jump overboard. So it's just he was really good playing that mentor / kind of father figure. And yeah, I can't give enough praise to this show. I feel like since it's all out now, it'd be a good binge if you wanted to watch it. Again, if you've worked in the industry, you currently do, and like any form, I feel like you'll really enjoy it. Even if you don't, it'll be a nice look into like the goings on of a restaurant and all the crap that can happen. And maybe because I feel like not everyone, but there are a lot of people who've never worked service industry. They kind of treat people in that industry like they're lesser than, or they think their job is just so easy and it's just, oh, what are you just flipping burgers and, oh, take my order, bring me wine, stuff like that. But you can actually see the stuff that goes into it, the stress about preparing, like with Richie, he really comes to play, as the seasons goes on, like in the first season, he was like, I don't care, I work at the beef, screw you, Carmy, whatever. And by now he's running the whole dining room, he's running the whole service, design the layout of the dining room. He's going out of his way to make sure everyone's having a great time. If something goes bad, he's like, we need to do this, this, and this to do some like customer recovery and stuff like that. Just yeah, overall, it's a good look into the industry. Obviously, some of the stuff is like romanticized or like over the top because it's got to be television. But I think for the most part, it's pretty realistic. Yeah, honestly, I think it's a perfect show. I'm gonna give The Bear as a whole 10 out of 10. I think that's my first 10 out of 10 on the channel. It is honestly, in my opinion, perfect show. I probably will do a rewatch at some point in the future. It was one of those shows when the ending, like at the end of the last episode, when it says The Bear and the credits roll, I was kind of sad. I was like, I could have got another season with them, but I also know 5 seasons is like the sweet spot. Like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. Well, they had 6, but somewhere in there, that's the sweet spot for ending a show. And I think they nailed it. And yeah, cheers to Christopher Storer. I know his wife also helped him. She was in the credits a lot. And then just the whole cast. Jeremy Allen White, I think he's done a lot of good acting. A lot of people know him as Lip from Shameless, but I think this show is probably some of his best work. Yeah, those are my thoughts on The Bear. Let me know down below. Have you seen The Bear? Have you seen any of it? Have you seen the final season? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Hit the like button, subscribe. Peace.